What's going on, everyone? So the Lakers have officially signed Alex Fudge to a two-way contract. I saw this coming, talked about it. I mean, if you watch Summer League, it was abundantly clear that Alex Fudge was going to get that two-way. Cole Swider just wasn't it. And I really like Fudge and his upside and potential. This is a guy, 6'9", 7-foot wingspan. Just looked like Jared Vanderbilt out there at times. That was kind of my comparison. He reminds me of Jared Vanderbilt 2.0, which isn't this like ridiculous comparison, right? I mean, Jared Vanderbilt is great. And I'm not saying Alex Fudge will be as elite level defensively as Jared Vanderbilt, because I mean, Jared Vanderbilt is arguably a top 5 in one-on-one on-ball defender. He's ridiculous. But if Alex Fudge could even become half of that, and Alex Fudge does have some tools already that Jared Vanderbilt just didn't have coming in the league. Like, even Alex Fudge was able to just kind of create for himself. Like, there was times where he'd get from the top of the key and he'd cross a dude up and just take it and drive it by himself to the basket. Like, Jared Vanderbilt can do that at times, but he's not comfortable in those spots. Like, you see him, right? Unless he has like an open lane where he like does the little pump fake and he just drives and attacks. But like, if you just give him the ball out on the perimeter, he usually gives it right back up, or he'll make like a little quick move, and if he doesn't get the defender beat, then he'll give it up, right? Where Fudge, you saw him, he was pulling up pull-ups, right? He was shooting off the dribble, he was taking step back three, like he was doing things, and not super efficiently. He's very raw, needs a lot of time to work and develop, but he's 20 years old, right? He's a guy that is only going to improve. He already has tools that you cannot teach. He already has things and uses that. And now you got Alex Fudge on a two-way, and you got Colin Castleton and Demoy Hodge. I love our 3 two-way guys because Colin Castleton and Demoy Hodge, I think, could make an impact for the Lakers now. I'm not saying that they're two guys that could come in and play 35 minutes a game or something like that. No, that's not what I'm saying. But I do think that they are two guys that, like, in a pinch, you could throw out there in an NBA game and they could hold their own, right? They both still need, especially Colin Castleton. Colin Castleton's still raw, right? He still needs to get his NBA body, his man body. He needs to kind of understand the pacing and speed of the game. He looked really good in Summer League. Summer League is not the NBA, right? And then Demoy Hodge, I actually think could play significant minutes on this Lakers roster, because you're just going to be asking him and to basically be a KCP role, right? So you're just asking him just to defend, be a solid defender, and then just be a spot-up shooter. Like, you're not going to be asking him to do very much. We're calling Castleton, I think, at the center position, you're going to be asking him to bang with some real players in this league. And then on top of that, just him having to make plays and stuff. Or I think Demoy Hodge, you can kind of like, hey, man, just go out there and play your game. Shoot the 3-ball when you got it, and then defend when you don't have the ball, right? Like, move without the ball, be a cutter, right? I think these two guys could definitely make an impact now. I think they stay on the two-way. I do. I think that makes the most sense. But even on a two-way, like, you can play them, I think it's 56 games. So you're not going to be playing them more than that anyway, not with this Lakers roster, not with this depth. I mean, I wouldn't be shocked if they only play like a handful of games in the NBA. But I do think you bring them up, you give guys nights off, right? Bring in Castleton, bring in Hodge, bring in Fudge. Let those three, give Vanderbilt the night off. Give, Austin Reeves the night off or whatever, right? And let Hodge kind of play in the backup role and Christie start, right? Like, let, Jackson Hayes have the night off. Or if Anthony Davis has the night off, right? Bring in Colin Castleton and let Colin Castleton get some run. I like where we're at as far as the two ways go. I think you got some nice talent at the two-way position. 3 guys that could definitely be on the roster and be key components for the foreseeable future. Colin Castleton, I think, has the potential to be our starting center in the next 2-3 years. Demoy Hodge, if it wasn't for Max Christie, I think he could have been our starting shooting guard, because you can move Austin Reeves to the point, which I think ends up happening eventually. I think they move Reeves to the point. Christie starts at the 2. But Demoy Hodge off the bench as a KCP type player is pretty darn good, right? That's pretty good. And then, Alex Fudge, if he develops, again, if he can just become half of what Jared Vanderbilt is on the defensive end, imagine that. Come on. But Cole Swider, disappointed in him. I've made videos kind of going in on him, and it's just because I really thought this guy had potential. I thought at worst he's our Duncan Robinson, right? But he's not even that. Like he's 6'9" and he might as well be 5'9". He's not good at anything other than shooting the 3 ball. He has an amazing 3-point shot. And if some team wants a specialist on the end of their bench, and some team wants a guy that can just, knock down the 3 ball on any given night and, in spots or, at the end of games, and just kind of have a guy that's a pure specialist, then fine. But you don't really see very many teams just bringing on pure specialists, right? Unless it's like a defensive specialist. Because there was no improvement between. You can make an argument he got worse between last year and this year. Like, even the commentators called him out in one of the Summer League games and was like, I don't know if it's, what did he say? Something along the lines of like, I don't know if he's nervous or trying to prove himself or what, but he's just not looked good. Like, when the commentators are calling you out, that's not a good sign. And again, he put the ball in the hoop, right? He had nights where he scored 20 plus points. He can shoot the ball, there's no question about that, but he can't do anything else. Can't pass, he can't defend. I mean, he can't even defend G League guys. You think he's going to be able to defend NBA guys? Right? Like, it's disappointing. But I mean, you saw this coming. If you watched Summer League, you knew this was coming. You knew it. This was not something that was like, what? I can't believe Swider's gone. Like, no, it was blatantly obvious. And now the Lakers brought in the Alex Fudge, and now it's time for all of us to eat some fudge. And I really do. I think this guy, he has all the intangibles to be an elite defensive player, and he just needs to work on his shot. Again, he's very raw, but he's 20 years old, right? He's supposed to be raw. He's supposed to need some work and development. Let Phil Handy work with him and develop him and grow. I mean, we're seeing Jared Vanderbilt. We're going to see what Phil Handy was able to do with Jared Vanderbilt. And Phil Handy's the best in the game when it comes to that stuff. And I'm not just saying that because he's on the Lakers. He's always been the best in the game. Like, that's what his reputation's been. Whether he was with the Cavs, what was he, Hawks, whatever. Like, he's always had that reputation. Like, this is the premier guy when it comes to developing young players. And I really think that with this Lakers team and with the coaching staff and everything like that, I really think Alex Fudge can develop into a quality player. I mean, he's probably most likely just going to be our backup, right? Because I don't see the Lakers letting go of Jared Vanderbilt. I think our front court for the next 4 years after LeBron leaves is Anthony Davis, Jared Vanderbilt, Rui Hachimura. That's what I think it is. But having Alex Fudge, Colin Castleton, and Cam Reddish is not a bad second unit at all, right? Especially, imagine, close your eyes for a second and imagine you're Steph Curry or Kyrie or whomever, right? Insert your favorite player. And imagine you have Jared Vanderbilt just clamping you up all game long. And then every time he goes and takes a break, you have to see Jared Vanderbilt 2.0 and Alex Fudge, who is 6'9", 7-foot wingspan, just like Jared Vanderbilt, has the same foot speed, same level of athleticism, and he's just hounding you as well. Good luck. Good luck. I love it, though. I do. I absolutely love it, though. And I really do. I really think that I think Alex Fudge has a world of potential. He just needs to find it. Lakers need to just be patient with them. And I do. I think in 2 or 3 years, he's a guy that can be on this roster and make an impact. And, I mean, that's kind of another point why it was smart to let go of Swider, right? Cole Swider's 24, 25. And the problem is that he looks like he's still 2 or 3 years away. So now he's 27, 28, and let's say now he's ready to be a rotation guy. Problem is that, you have him at best for maybe 5 years, 5 to 7 years, but he's never going to be like that elite guy. He's never going to be elite defensively. You're just hoping that he's serviceable enough for you to actually play on an NBA roster. Where Alex Fudge, in 3 years, even if you just get him serviceable, you have him for 10 to 12 years, right? Like that's a huge difference. You get him for an extra 5+ years. Not just that, but he is also, if you ever do lose Jared Vanderbilt down the road, right? Like at least you still have Alex Fudge, like stuff like that. It gives you insurance. Or Rui Hachimura, like let's say Rui leaves one day, right? Not saying anytime soon, he's locked up, but say after this contract, Rui's like, I'm gonna go sign elsewhere, right? At least you could have Jared Vanderbilt and Alex Fudge, or at that point move Cam Reddish if you still have Cam Reddish or whomever, right? Or Lewis or whatever, right? You have options, is my point. So it just gives you that other option, and you can't have too many sizable wings anyway. So it's a win-win. But anyway, as always, this is a discussion, so I pass the question on you. Let me know your thoughts and opinions down in the comments below. What do you think of Alex Fudge? Are you excited? Are you pumped? How you feel? Love to hear it. Let me know.